Pole dancing and more name calling. No hands and more brain swapping. Shit. More hands and more strange barking. More of the sex.
What? I still have your first song. I still have your first song. I'll get it for you. Steph is definitely my name. Kapela came from high school. I used to sing a cappella. And tulikuwa na model, it's a funny story, but my art teacher used to be like, akiniona, cappella, like cappella. So over time, that a cappella like disappeared. It just felt like a cappella, it wasn't like a cappella, it was a cappella. So pole ikachange kwa hivyo nika something to this cappella here, so nika decide kwenda tu nayo. But then baadaye sasa ndo nilibadilisha hiyo C to a K, and then I took out one of the L's. But yeah, Kapela came back in high school like Form 3. And yeah, Steph is like part of my first name, Steven. So yeah. I started with singing since I was like 10, since I was like a kid kabisa, like I was like 6 or 7. I can always remember getting into plays, singing, like mbele ya church, nilikuwa junior choir, like I always like being in front of people, performing in some capacity. Now, Primo, that's when like it really kind of started taking off, because my bro loved hip hop, right? My older bro loved hip hop, like alikuwa msoma DMX na like hardcore, unajua. And me, I was like a toy following my bro everywhere. So I got into it. I started like really checking out this, American music thing, whatever. And I really started getting into even R&B and discovering it for myself. But by the time nafika sasa high school, but Primo class 7, class 8 hapo, angeniambia kitu, nilikuwa na sauce nikiimba. But by the time I got into high school, that's when I really started looking at music as something I'd love to do. Because then in high school now, in Primo, I was like the only kid who was singing. In Seko, I was one among many, and who are dope, like they were all dope. So high school ndo ilini challenge enough ku improve na kuanza kuangalia nika like this is actually something I can do, I think. You see, like it's almost funny, like everything, like everything always goes full circle at some point. When I was in the States, now that's where I did Fungua Mlango, the Tausi, and both those joints, shout out to Dubai Mamba, forever that'll be my bro. He's the one who got me into music. Fungua Mlango was actually Dubai's track. It was actually Dubai's track. Nika bro, niachie tu hii. Tukanego mpaka nikamwambia ukichukua verse 2 basi. But yeah, that's how Fungua Mlango ended up. Now, in the beginning, I was a singer. I was a straight up singer, like Primo, Seko, a cappella, I'm singing. So when I get into the game, as a singer. And I don't know, there's a part of that now when we were thinking about releasing Vicky Secrets, because like over the years I've changed. I've incorporated so many different sounds. I've learned some things here and there. I started doing hip hop. Free Steph EP was almost all rap. But now when I'm getting into like now I'm getting into album mode, and we have this idea, and it's much bigger than just what you've heard on Vicky Secrets. I started thinking like what kind of message am I saying? Like what's my first project, my debut project going to be? So I almost wanted to be true to who like I am, right? True to where I began, true to the roots. So I put out like a song, I put out an album that has singing. Yes, I'm singing bars now. I'm not just singing like you're my stars, you're my moon, you're my whatever. Like I'm rapping, but I'm singing the bars. So I wanted to showcase my growth, but I wanted to be true to at least how I first started this game. And for my debut album, it's only right that I actually go back to how I started. You see? Yeah, man.
Is there one of the two that you enjoy most singing and rapping?
To be honest, I think I enjoy singing a little bit more than rapping, only because I don't think I have like a rapper's voice.
And all of a sudden, these people are no longer.
Dubai Mamba, that was the fast one. No, it's a lie. I recorded my first track in Kenya before I left for State 2. Bro, you trash, like, just trash.
Can you tell us the name of the song? What is the name?
I even have it in my phone, but I can never give that song out to anyone. It's just called track 1. It's just called track 1. Bro, it's so, like I was pitchy, I was singing off key, I was like, it was so bad, the words ilikuwa zimejaa. But you could still see a little bit of Steph in there, baby Steph up with all, like, baby Stephs. Baby Stephs. Yeah, I should copyright that, baby Stephs. Huh? Yeah, there's something there. Anyway. Yeah, so that song was pathetic. It was terrible. But there was a good friend of mine. I can't remember his name now. I can't remember his name. But he featured on it, and he rapped on it. Hey, bro, kuongea kungarwa.
And that was the very first track.
It never came out. I never released it. It never did it. I think just some of my friends had it. In fact, a good friend of mine, Joey alinipatia hiyo nini, alinipatia hiyo track, aliniambia, I still have your first song. I'll get it for you. It took about a year kuipata, but aliipata siku moja akanitumia, ndo nikakuwa like, oh. But Dubai officially our first like ile naweza sema yes, now serious, was DJ Anthem. DJ Anthem was the very first song, followed by sasa nini, Fungua Mlango. Vicky Secrets was written over time, and it was just about like things I go through, things we go through, like even in a relationship. It's very much influenced with real life. It's not just a car album for the sake of car album. And honestly, I was quite scared a little bit. I was a little bit nervous if people were going to be able to relate to the content that I was writing, kwa sababu sometimes like unajionaga wanaume unajionaga shetani, saa zingine ukiangalia kioo unajiona yani mimi ni mbaya, mimi nini, so you wonder if people are going to relate to your flaws, your whatever, and because you're honestly just trying to be honest, and it's therapeutic. It wasn't so much that I was writing from like this dark place or from this whatever. It's something, Vicky Secrets was written over time. And when it was written, I was going through that moment at that time. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely. And even if like there's a song on there that's not even like necessarily my experience direct, it's still a point of reference in a sense. That I was still going through that situation, it might just have looked a little bit different from what maybe was that in that song. I mean, okay, the thing about musicians, sometimes you can borrow from many different relationships to write one song. Sometimes, not always, not the best, but sometimes even when you're just writing, you'll realize like, yeah, these are all true, but they're not about the same woman. See? Now, was the project like inspired by someone real? Absolutely. Kuna mtu anaitwa Vicky. Kuna mtu anaitwa Vicky, hiyo jina yake. But literally, like it was inspired just by, love over time. It wasn't like necessarily just unashikanisha. Now, Pamoja for sure is dedicated to someone. Like there's very specific things in there, like for example, like there's a part where I go like, we kick it every Sunday, mama's mad because we never go to church. Unaona? That's a fact. Like hatukuwa tunaenda church. Sunday was the only time we could actually kick it together. Monday through Sato ako job, mimi niko job, atupatani. So Sunday is the only day we could kick it pamoja. So yeah, it's definitely inspired like by true whatever. When it comes to New Girl, like I felt that. I went through that period of where I wasn't sure what I had was working. I wanted a new girl. But wangu na wangeshi is actually like something that reflects much earlier on back in my life. It's definitely like a period I went through. I think most men go through it. I don't know kama tulitoka. I know we're definitely moving different now. But truly that was an issue, you know, because like you love your girl, you want your girl, you don't want to lose your girl, like. But kuna wangeshi, you know, like, and then kuna na Stacy na whatever. So I mean, men kuna mashida. Kuna mashida mingi, but like at the end of the day, like there's a lesson kwa sababu by the time unafika after wangu na wangeshi, the very next thing is in the booth. This guy has now lost his chick because he wanted many chicks, and now he's missing her, and now he's like, and that's why it's only one verse. You know what I'm saying? Like it's only one verse because this guy, yani hata haezi maliza. It's regret. It's hata achia tu hapo, you know, type of thing. Wangu na wangeshi. Wangu na wangeshi is my favorite track.
Okay. Why specifically?
I had a lot of stuff to get off my chest. Like, I mean, that, you know, like, there are things that, like, it's not a confession necessarily as much as it is, like, just a release. You know, there are things I was never able to say, you know, and I feel like my music is always very honest. I try to keep my music as honest as possible, and I never got to do that. I went through that period, and I never got to express it. So, Wangu na Wangeshi for me, and we just decided, let it breathe. You know, don't add drums, don't add anything. Let this be like, wacha tu niitoe. Yeah, man. Nyama ya ndani, baby, nipe samosa. Hey. Well, I know it sounds kind of crude. I know it sounds kind of crude, but it's just a metaphor. It's just a bar. Nipatie nyama ya ndani. Like samosas have meat on the inside. So that's how they make them. And then it just so happens to be a triangle. It just so happens. I didn't make it up. It just so happens. Na iko na nyama ndani. Sasa unataka hiyo nyama ya ndani, nipatie samosa. Vicky's Secrets, the title itself is a metaphor for lingerie, right? So it's not necessarily about one specific person, but there is a Vicky, there is someone called Vicky. And we knew that we were gonna run into this situation where everybody would assume it's about one person or whatever. But yeah, that's definitely Vicky on the phone. And she just knew who I was, so like I didn't actually say anything. I just
Yeah.
You know. Bricks was just representative of where I was, you know, like 316 Wichita, Kansas. You know, there's that very famous story of Nini. The girl clicks the two shoes and finds the Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz is based on Nini, a chick from Kansas, right? So Yellow Brick Road was the road they were following to go to Oz, Sindio, from Kansas to Oz or whatever. So Yellow Brick Road was representative of me being in Kansas and heading somewhere. There's a vibe already right now, like not New Nairobi, but even between the Shrappers and Nani, like there's a scene, and it's multi-layered, sindio? So kuna wale wase lazima tufanye tu ngoma because like we've been doing this thing pamoja for a while now. Akina Buti, you know, akina who am I thinking of? Well, akina Haile Messas, akina there are a few cats. There are a few cats that I still want to work with, like as far as Nini. Then there are the OGs that I still want to like tap into. I still want to see if we can do like K-Force. I want to do something with White Ray. I want to do something with Dij. I want to do something with I still want to do something with Massive Masika, but that's a different story. Are some musicians, like, I've been saying this for a while now, but there's this chick called Brandy Maina, and tumeongea lakini bado hatuja nini. The corona just hit when, like, we were now getting ready to see what we could do. But she has a very similar style of writing to mine, and I think that's what attracts me to her very much so. A.m. around 4:45, 5 a.m. I'm up, go bathroom, taking a shit. I'm going through emails, I'm commenting, like I'm responding to comments. After that, we can bake, make a coffee. After that, I'll start going through like my to-do list. If manager coming and nothing that was fun, I already have it on the to-do list, so now I'm knocking them out one by one. If Ivan wants something or if Ivan wanted me to do something, I check up with him. Like, yeah. I mean, quarantine. The problem with quarantine is hakuna hiyo kutoka. Unajua hakuna hiyo kutoka nje as much. So, like, doing things even from home after a while inakuwa like, man, I need some life. I need to be outside or whatever. So me quarantine yangu ilisha kitambo. Nyashe's Lucky You. That was the last album I listened to. My inspiration has taken on a completely different word. Kitambo inspiration used to mean like, okay, who did you want to be like? Like, who did you want to, who do you want to sound like? Who do you want to da-da-da? So for me, inspiration is bits and pieces from everyone. Bits and pieces. I have to say I respect Khaligraph's branding extremely. Like I respect the amount of work he's put behind his branding, his consistency, and the amount of, like, his work ethic is just ridiculous. I respect Nyash's realism, authenticity. Like Nyash feels very authentic to me. It never feels like Nyash is trying to impress anyone. It always feels like he's just doing himself. Mpende msipende mina songa. Unajua. Who else do I look up to? And I think Maju probably still Drake. Like, Drake is the one who got me into rapping. Yeah, for sure. I was a singer before Drake. Before I heard Drake, I was R&B straight up. Like, I'd never rapped a single day in my life. And then I heard Drake and I was like, "Because you the best. Best I ever had. You the best I ever." That song changed my life, bro. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't that song. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that song. That song made me go like, "Call me when there's no one there." You know what I'm saying? Like that rap singing type of, you're rapping, you're carrying a melody, you're not singing, but you're somewhere in the middle. It's like a balance. I was like, what? From that day, my life that changed. From that day, that's when rapping, singing Steph was created. And those fast, I had songs. I think in just delete kutoka SoundCloud. I had songs like I think I did a song called Stars back in the day, and I try to do that whole Drake deep voice type of thing. Remember, I live in the booth, and the truth. No. I can't even remember the words, bro. But oh my God, yeah, bro, definitely changed my life. Like, nothing's been the same ever. Not to reference the album, but yeah, nothing was the same. Nothing was the same after, man. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, studio was beautiful. But then I remixed it. That one I remixed it. Hata mpaka nilichange hook kidogo. But yeah. Oh, for sure. Bro, alafu me, funny enough, mi nilikuwa napendanga, like, I used to be very attracted to female singers. Not even like male singers. Of course, I had my Joes, I had my Casey and Jojo, I had my, growing up when you're a kid. But when it came to, I had a top 5: Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, Brandy. Let me say them in order. Whitney Houston number 1, untouchable. You do not talk about a female singer better than Whitney Houston for me growing up. Then Mariah Carey next, then Celine Dion, then Brandy, and I think tunafunga chapter na Monica.
Pole dancing and more name calling. No hands and more brain swapping. Shit. More hands and more strange barking. More of the sex.